your dick turning into a vagina?
Did you start recording, Blake?
Yep.
Okay.
So glad I caught that.
Alright, so we are here at Blue Moon Comics shooting Anoraks episode 2. Of course, this is the show where we talk about everything from movies, video games, comic books, to Jareth's afternoon naps. So anyway, we are going to get into this Halloween stuff, which is going to be pretty awesome. I saw the movie twice. I did enjoy it. We'll talk about that here in a bit. First, I am your host, Don Martino. I realize I did not address that last week, so I apologize. And I do, of course, have my two panelists here, Mr. Blake Ross and Mr. Jareth Love. You guys doing all right today?
Good.
All right, perfect. Good. Okay, so we definitely had some fun conversations before we started shooting, and we're gonna have some more fun conversations now. But basically, Jareth, I wanted to ask you about this new thing you've been reading here, Binary Star.
Oh, it's by Jamie Primick that I met at Kokomo Con last week, over the weekend, last weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a combination of Star Trek meets like a gothic space opera in a way. I had to reread it because there's so many layers to the characters, and there's like a civil war going on between the humans and what they're called, like snowmen for slang. And here's like an example of the artwork. If they can see it, I'll put a link up or something.
Yeah.
Awesome. The artist, read her bio a little bit. She went to Japan for 3 years, wrote a book, and then she instead decided to make it a graphic novel.
That's awesome. I mean, you sold me on it. I just can't wait to read it. But and I did get to look at the artwork earlier, and I was pretty stoked about that. I thought it was pretty awesome. So Blake, how was your day? You all right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to address last week for you why we were laughing so hard at Blake's comments. It wasn't because he was talking about video games. It had nothing to do with that. It was more so just the fact that he said the Xbox was his first console, and because he's so young, to people like Jareth and myself, that's very funny. So I apologize for making fun of you on the show. And then, when you came in with the 101 Dalmatians, it really made me laugh. So that was some fun stuff. But
if it makes any better, my grandma always had the N64, and I played Mario on that all the fucking time.
Yeah. Which, by the way, some commenters out there that seem to have a lot of fun commenting, that's your right. That's great. I just want everybody to know that I do like having Blake on the show, and his input means a lot. So,
even if most
we need
of it's
to get
just
you to
me
play
agreeing.
Atari.
We have the Atari.
You probably should play Atari just to.
Actually, what was the system called? It just had the knob.
What?
The system with the knob.
The controllers just had a knob, and that's it.
Oh, now it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about because
I had one of those for years until it broke.
System with the knob.
Oh.
You know what he's talking about?
I've seen it.
You seen the system?
Yeah.
I think what that was.
It's worth like $100 now.
Oh yeah, that. No, sorry.
That one.
No, I know exactly.
The $100 system.
The $100.
No, it might be worth more to collectors, but it's not the Super Famicom because that was I can't remember the name.
If you know it, comment it because we're not gonna get it right now.
I remember what it looked like, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was like a competitor with the Atari, but I
wasn't an Atari. I think it was an Atari.
I mean, there was.
If it was, then fuck you guys, because I had one.
Are you talking about the one with the controller that was bigger than the actual system itself? That had the
what did the cords look like? Were they coiled?
Dude, I was 6.
Well, his first console was the Xbox. We're going to move on. Jareth sent me an interesting video today. It was actually really interesting. It was an interview with Vin Diesel and the producer for the Bloodshot movie, which I thought was a pretty good interview. Did you watch it?
Yeah, and he actually used to be the CEO of Valiant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he mentioned that in the interview too. Yeah, but the thing that I really liked about it, I did start reading some Bloodshot. I read the '97 edition, or the '97 line of Bloodshot, which not all of it. I read part of it. I need to keep reading it because I actually did like what I read. The thing is with the that I really liked is that Vin Diesel does sound like he knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
when it comes to his character. Now that could be preparation. Like they could have prepped him for this interview, but honestly, he does sound pretty passionate about it. I believe him. I think it's gonna work out. I actually like. I've seen some of the fan pictures where they made him.
Oh yeah,
like photoshopped out Bloodshot.
Yeah.
Like that shows you right there. He could play that role as far as
he looks like Bloodshot. I mean, when I watch Riddick, I just think Bloodshot.
Right. My thing is like, is he? I think he's a good enough actor. Can he pull that out? He is a good actor. He's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know you liked the Witch Hunter movie. I never saw it, but Last Witch Hunter.
He was fine acting wise. Some of the what was wrong with it was the script.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Some of the like visual effects were not that great.
Yeah, that would make sense. It just didn't look good to me at all, and that's why I never went to go see it. So I wanted to.
Yeah.
Partially, just because that came out with like when Vin Diesel proved to me that he can act. But
yeah,
that was just how that was. But so I do want to talk about Halloween.
Oh yeah.
This movie was fantastic. Like, I know you've seen the original, Jareth.
Yeah.
You're kind of a fan, I suppose. You liked it.
I mean, I liked it. I can get the whole, like, I'm not engrossed in it like some people are. Like, they have to have all the Halloween movies. I'm like, I'll see it. It's I'll appreciate for what it is, but I'm not gonna buy every movie or gonna talk about it all the time.
No, right. No, that's fine. Well, here's the thing, I'll explain my relationship with Halloween just a little bit, so you kind of get it. Because the first horror movie I saw was Halloween, so that's kind of my relationship with Halloween. I watched it very young, probably younger than I should have, and that movie scared the shit out of me. At that same age, I of course ventured out and saw all the other ones that had been out. None of the other ones scared me, even as a kid, even at that age. They didn't scare me like that first movie did. That first movie, there was always just something special about it.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, which I'm going to rant about some theater goers here in a minute, but for those of you who don't know, this film retcons everything from 2 forward. So the first movie is the only one that exists. This is supposed to be a direct 40-year later sequel to the first movie.
Right.
It
So
retcons everything.
No H2O.
Right, wipes everything from 2 forward from canon. And this movie earned that right. I'm going to say that. It definitely made Michael Myers scary again. And that's something... And I'm saying that as an adult watching this movie. Like, there are some...
That's good.
There are some terrifying scenes.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Some people are mad about the pacing. I heard some criticism there. I like the pacing because if you think about, like, how you do a sequel, it should be paced quicker. Because it's the second movie in a series should be the quicker, more...
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying here?
Well, it's like telling the... Well, okay, I'm going to relate it to comic book movies because...
Go ahead.
It's,
yeah, no, that's fine.
It's when you tell the origin story, what's going on at first. In the first movie, everything's already established.
Right.
And then you kind of have to go forward from there on to the sequel.
Yeah. Well, and I could come back with that comparison, just so Blake can jump in on this and agree. It's kind of like Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, where Star Wars is the solar film, being the first, and Empire, that when Empire comes, it never stops all the way through. It's just, you know what I mean? That's kind of what Halloween felt like. It felt like the proper sequel to the 1978 classic.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they knocked it out of the park. I think... Like I said, Michael Myers is terrifying again. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic in this movie. And there's something that I'm going to say about her as opposed to the H2O movie. Because when she did H2O, she didn't feel like she was playing the Laurie Strode character. She felt like she was playing, like, Rambo. essentially. You know, there's this badass chick that wants to take down Michael, which there's a little bit of that there, but it feels more like a traumatized woman who wants to take down Michael, you know, and not so much as somebody who's just like, oh, I'm badass. She's still scared of Michael Myers.
Oh,
yeah. And that's what, to me, that's where the movie succeeds to me, is because if our protagonist is not afraid of Michael Myers, then how are we supposed to be?
True.
That's actually a really good point.
I found that really relatable. I think that's what makes the first movie work so well, and this movie works so well. And that's not to say I don't like any of the others, but this is definitely the best movie, the best one since the original. There's some pretty good comedic moments as well. There's this one kid that just kept cracking me the hell up, and everybody else in the theater.
And then when was the last one released? Like the last Michael Myers movie?
Prior to this?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Rob Zombie one?
It would have been Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which... Yeah, that is what it is. I don't.
When was that? How many years ago?
That's a good question.
Wasn't that early 2000s?
Probably. I'll Google it really quick. But
so it's at least 10 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
No, I mean this is. Here's the thing too. Like when Halloween 2 came out, people were still sour about when Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 came out. People were still sour about Rob Zombie's Halloween 1.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to go see Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I respect Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 more than I liked Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yeah.
Because in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, he tried to do something different with it. And it actually was better than his attempt at the first movie.
Yeah.
But still not the way I wanted to see Halloween. This is like the Halloween, and I haven't been alive this long, but it's almost like I can see a lot of people saying this is the Halloween I've been waiting for 40 years. Because it really knocks it out of the park.
Wow.
Know? It's a proper sequel to the movie, and it's solid. It fleshes out the characters, and yeah, you guys really do need to go check it out. It's pretty damn good. Like I said, I've seen it twice. In my opinion, it's the best since the original.
I'm more intrigued by El Royale, though.
And then you guys do know that there is a Michael Myers game, right? It's called Friday the 13th.
Michael Myers game called Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Isn't
Surprising.
that Jason?
Yeah.
So what are you getting at?
Is this an attempt at trolling?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And it didn't work, so.
It's not very good. There is that one though, the Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Jason and Michael are both in, right? Or is it just Michael?
I don't think there's Jason. They have a lot of different characters in that game, but I think Jason isn't one of them.
Yeah. I know they have the DLC, which I never played. With Michael, and that looked pretty interesting.
Dead by Daylight is a really good game, but
yeah, I know I haven't played it, but the trailers look fantastic.
For being an online game, there's a lot of douchey people. Like with most games, you have your honor rights, as in you don't camp a hook. The whole objective is if you're the killer, put somebody on a hook, and they slowly bleed out.
Right.
Well, then you get a lot of people who just sit at the hook, and you don't get a chance to save your friend.
Oh, okay, I got you. I did play the Friday the 13th game too. That was actually pretty good.
It
was fun for what it was. I don't know why all the complaints. I mean,
I've watched some Let's Plays, but I haven't played it myself.
It was really limited. Like I understand that it was limited, but for something like
it's really hard for the survivors to win.
It's true.
Like it's really hard.
Yeah, but that's kind of fun.
It is. And like so a lot of games don't genuinely scare me. There are a few, but most of the time this game doesn't scare me. Most of the time it's just people screwing with Michael. And one of the reasons...
You know what you meant.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. One of the reasons that people hate this game is because it's so easy to evade Jason by just jumping in a window and jumping out, jumping in, jumping out. And he can't get you, and it's so annoying.
You can, but on the same hand, did we ever think we'd have a Friday the 13th game
that
looked that good, you know?
Right.
I think maybe it's because I'm a 90s baby, but I think that way. You know
did you see the early development of the game?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So you know about the little cutscene?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, maybe not that specifically, but yeah.
So even in the cutscene today, they're all gathered around the campfire, and then he breaks a twig, and the guy turns around and just screams. Early in the development of the game, they didn't have that nice little mouth. His mouth just opened up like twice the size of his face. And it was really hilarious. Everyone loved it.
That's really interesting. No, I didn't know about that.
And then they got rid of it.
That is actually really interesting. There was a trailer, and I can't think of the name of the movie, at the Halloween movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw.
Oh.
It was... Well, you didn't see it at the Halloween movie, but
right.
It's this stars Nicole Kidman. And looks like she's going to do a damn good job. I'm really intrigued by her role.
What's it called?
This new movie. I'm finding out right now. Sorry, guys. It was like a lot of stuff I felt like came out right before we were going to do the show. So, yeah, I didn't really have time to add a whole lot to the show notes, but...
Would I have been able to see it when I went and saw Venom?
Yeah.
All right.
No, this trailer?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I think it just, like, released beforehand.
Oh.
Yeah, so, like, they just snuck it into Halloween, you know, on the...
Wow.
Yeah, like, it was a last-minute add-on, I think, if I remember right. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to look into that, see what the movie's called. Yeah, so I went to a wedding yesterday.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Did your sister get married? Who was it?
My sister did get married, yeah. I was telling Jareth, and it's like, of course, it's their first time getting married. Hopefully, it's their last. So they didn't know. You know what I mean? It's hard to plan a wedding. I can understand that, but I definitely had a couple complaints.
Oh, God.
But you know, it's not their fault. Like honestly, who knows to do this stuff? You know, first time around. I mean, so this wedding's in a tent, and if you know how cold it was out yesterday, it's bad.
I drive a moped. Not only that, where was it? Like around Kokomo. Okay, so it was really windy here. Was it windy there?
It was like 40 miles per hour winds.
Yeah, we had power outages. We had trees everywhere just falling. Half of town was just blackout.
Yeah, my brother didn't have any power.
Yeah, for hours. Like since 2 to 9.
Really?
Even after that, once I had power at my house.
And this was like last night? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. That would make a lot of sense just because the winds and you know how bad it was. It was like in the 30s. It was horrible.
Yeah.
The bar was outside.
Oh no.
Terrible. It was so funny because my sister, not the one that got married, but my other sister, her boyfriend was next to me at the table. And somehow he had gotten the marriage license because somebody told him that he looked responsible, I guess. So he handed him the marriage license. He was thinking about, it was so cold, he was thinking about burning that thing to make a fire. Just so we could have heat in there. Which is ridiculous. But I do want to show you guys this trailer really quick. See what you think. Hey, both sleep.
Huh?
Can you both sleep?
Yeah, I can see.
Jealous, hungry, scared. I wanna find something decent, something good. You can be better than me. Who is it? No idea, no idea. I know your whole story. Placing our agent undercover, she'll look right enough next to our guy. If we do this, we accept the consequences. Do you love me? You know I do. You chose to play cops and robbers. And you lost. It's over. I'm mad. I'm still mad. It's burned a circuit in my brain. I just want to do one good thing.
So the movie's named Destroyer?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll say, like, I was incredibly, of all the trailers they showed yesterday, that was the one I was most intrigued. Well, they did show Glass again, but that was the one I was most intrigued by of all the new trailers.
It seems like maybe she was working for the FBI and became a bank robber.
Yeah. And this role looks fucking dark.
Yeah,
Kidman. Like, I was like, wow. Nicole Kidman is a good actress, don't get me wrong, but that was dark. Sorry, what were you saying?
Something happened.
Yeah, I can't wait to see her performance in it, at least, I think. Even if the movie's bad, it looks like she's going to play a good role. That happens a lot. You know? Like, the movie sucks, but like...
It reminds me of Bad Samaritan, in a way.
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. No, I've seen trailers for that. I've never actually seen the movie, but I kind of know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Vibe-wise.
It was, I mean, this looks like an indie flick, kind of.
Oh, it's definitely.
Yeah, and Bad Samaritan kind of ended too early for me, and it didn't leave like okay, they caught him. Like,
no, I've only seen trailers for Bad Samaritan, but so you don't recommend it?
It's like a one watch.
Worth a watch.
Well, it's worth a watch, but it felt like a Netflix movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it was good acting. David Tennant in it.
Oh yeah, he's always good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like.
I'm biased, okay? He was the best Doctor. Lots of people will say it, especially for the newer seasons.
Yeah.
Because the first guy nobody even cares to remember the name of. It's true. And then there's David Tennant, Matt Smith. David Tennant's a very serious actor. You can tell the emotion. And then Matt Smith's just... He's a great actor, but he's
a
all over
goofball.
the place. Yeah, that's...
Matt Smith's in episode 9.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I can't wait. Star Wars episode 9.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
And wasn't he briefly in the last Terminator movie too? Like briefly.
So.
They didn't even show him.
He's kind of one of those character actors, though, isn't he? Like he doesn't play like a lot of big roles except for like in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he did get cast for episode 9, which I'm excited about. I can't wait. I kind of curious to see who he plays. If it is who I think it is, I'm gonna be very happy. But no, I was thinking it might have been Thrawn, but I actually think Dominic Monaghan might play Thrawn if Thrawn's going to be in the movie. Because Dominic Monaghan, I was watching an interview with him recently. He does have some mannerisms for like Thrawn, like that. Wow, he could definitely pull that off really well. And I mean, I like Dominic Monaghan, and the episodes I've seen him in Lost were pretty good, and he's also great in Lord of the Rings. And so I was excited about those casting announcements. So speaking of Star Wars Episode 9, I guess it was, I can't remember who said this, but somebody official from the site, I think it was one of the actors, said that JJ is actually using improv technique on this new one.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting to me.
So might get people that just naturally act like the characters then?
Maybe.
Weeaboos.
No, I honestly, I don't know exactly what it's going to be. I have to look into it maybe a little bit more. Maybe they show details.
No, like for example, I know I should know this. The guy that plays Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. He's Iron Man in real life.
Yeah.
So if we just get people that act like Thrawn in real life and it's just improvise.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
Right. So, but they didn't really say any other.
Weeaboos?
Star Wars weebs. Weeaboos are usually Japanese stuff, but
Star Warriors?
I guess.
They don't really have a name.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't do that.
There's Trekkies. And
there's going to be a name, and then we don't know it, and we're going to.
Well, I was a member of the fan club like back when the prequels came out,
right?
And they actually tried to make it Star Warriors.
Really?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's too long, and even though it's like only 2 things.
Well, and fanboys, they call them Staroids when they were making fun of them. We need to get you to watch Fanboys.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. I'm going to see Star Wars fans name, maybe? Name for Star Wars fans.
Nerds.
That's it says like literally there is no nickname for Star Wars fans.
We should make one.
I think like Star Warriors.
I don't want to use that.
Why?
I don't know.
Too long? I mean, there's Trekkies.
It's weird.
I like nerds.
You're a nerd. He's a nerd. I'm a nerd. We're all different kinds of nerds, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
Solo nerds.
Yeah.
You call us solo nerds?
Solo nerds.
Because of my shirt?
Yeah.
That's no.
Yeah, it's
Solo's not in every Star Wars.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That was a good movie though. I like Solo. I got the Blu-ray.
Oh.
There's pretty good bonus features on that.
Oh, nice.
So you should check that out. There's like a cast roundtable. It's
nice.
Fun. It's fun. You get like Woody's there. And,
yeah.
Childish Gambino and obviously Alden. And,
yeah.
What's the girl's name? Emilia Clarke, who played.
Yeah, she was good.
She was really good in this.
Yeah.
Emilia Clarke in Solo was surprisingly really good.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard some people, and I haven't seen like a lot of her roles to be honest, but I've heard some people say she sucks. Like in Genesis.
The script.
I can't blame her.
The script was just like time travel.
I can't blame her for Terminator Genesis.
No. But I mean, she's amazing in Game of Thrones.
Well, yeah, people say she's great in that.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, I guess she couldn't act. But then she comes out in Solo, and then she knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, she's fantastic in that movie. I'm actually, of all the new characters they introduced in that movie, I'm most intrigued by her.
Yeah.
Because she can actually mean a lot.
Well, do you mind spoilers? I know you haven't seen it. Okay.
We could talk about Solo. Yeah.
I mean, it's been out.
Yeah, it's been out.
I mean, okay, Darth Maul's in it.
Yeah.
And like, I want to know her connection to him.
Yeah.
And see if they do something with that in the comics.
Well, if you see Maul in Rebels, we see him. He's kind of just left, kind of beaten and broken, and I wonder who left him that way. Mm-hmm. Could be Kara. I mean, she's the last one to see him, as far as we know. I mean, how do you think they're going to continue the Maul story?
There were some theories about fan theories about just doing it with the new anthology movies, but from what we know, those are just canned right now. Or
they're put on hold.
They're on hold right now. Well, okay, but there were like some fan theories or speculations saying that they were just gonna like put Maul into the anthology, like as like a subplot, but and then give him his own movie. But I feel like that would be that's not an anthology though.
Yeah. Well, I thought that's kind of what they were setting up, and that when I saw it in Solo, when they showed Maul at the end, I thought we were getting a Maul movie. That was my first thought, but then you hear that Ron Howard kind of put it in there as the last minute. He needed a villain. It
worked though.
Needed a villain. Oh, it worked great.
Yeah,
I'm saying, but no plan. This is the problem with Star Wars. I hope there is now. I hope they're cleaning it up. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy signed on for another 3 years, so we'll see what happens to that. But, I mean, I love the new Star Wars movies, so I can't really complain, but I'm saying...
Yes, you're one of the few people on the internet that likes The Last Jedi.
Yes.
That loves The Last Jedi.
I love The Last Jedi. I think it's a masterpiece, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying... my point is there's definitely no through line. I love The Last Jedi, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like The Force Awakens didn't go this way and The Last Jedi went that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, how do we get on this?
We're talking about your shirt.
Oh, okay. You can always get on Star Wars when Dom's around. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did want to talk about. I wanted to show you another video here really quick. This was.
Oh yeah, really quick. Do we have a timer set?
I'm watching our time.
Okay.
I usually do.
Want to get back to Bloodshot too.
Oh yeah. We'll segue back into that. But how you doing? Yeah, we'll get back into that. But let me see what video I was going to show you. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that Rebel Wilson thing too. Before I get into the video
with Faith.
Yeah.
I haven't looked much into it.
Is there any updates on that?
I haven't looked much into it. Okay. She fits the character, though.
Yeah. What's the last you heard on that? Because I haven't heard anything.
I mean, people want her to play.
Well, yeah, it sounds like
Faith. Yeah. I mean, she's kind of nerdy and dorky, which is she won't have to go outside. It just fits her.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it sounds like it from what you described to me.
Like she's a Doctor Who fan. She's a like Joss Whedon fan,
right?
And she's dorky, nerdy.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a Rebel Wilson.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If I want to get into that character, and it's me, what books do I read? Or what issues do I read?
I would just read like the first Faith Volume 1.
Okay.
And then there's one coming out, I think, called Faith Dreamland, where she goes in to like help one of her friends inside their dreams, and it's okay. Faith is kind of like the comical, happy comic of Valiant, and she's the closest thing to a superhero in the Valiant universe, because the majority of them kill the bad guys.
Yeah.
Or the bad guys are immortal, so it's hard to kill them.
Yeah. No, it sounds really interesting. You read this? Or you don't read? Yeah.
I don't read. I'm illiterate.
Should read what was I gonna say? Oh, both of you two actually need to read the 2017 line of Vader. That's some of the best comics ever.
2017 line of what?
Vader.
Oh,
yeah. That's some of the best.
I've read the
Vader stuff.
I read the first one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. With the cyborgs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the new comic lines I've checked out or tried to get into, that one I just got hooked into. And it has nothing to do with... Well, I mean, I do love the Darth Vader character, but it had more to do with the... just the way he was handled in those comics. I mean, it feels like a smooth transition from episode 3 right to these comics. And that's kind of what I really liked about it.
Right.
And it's really in depth. I'm gonna let you guys read them because you need to. I wanted to talk about them a little more.
I've only read like the first graphic novel.
Okay.
When he finds out I don't want to spoil it, but like,
yeah,
he finds out what's happening on with Luke. Right? Isn't that the first one, or is that the second one?
I don't remember that at all. This is the 2017 line we're talking about?
No, I don't think it's...
Oh, you're talking about the first graphic novel, the whole...
When Marvel started printing it back up again.
Yes. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about in this line.
No.
Yeah, I was like, the current line, they don't go into that.
That's... I think you're talking about the one when it's like pre-Empire Vader. Like... before it becomes Luke's father.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that the one you're talking about?
The one this line is after 3.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm.
The
that's
old
what
line,
I heard.
yes, was between.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that was decent stuff too.
Yeah,
I like this 2017 line better, but that was pretty good as well. This will make you excited, Blake. I'm gonna move on here. Sorry, real quick, but this will make you excited because I did just buy. Has nothing to do with Star Wars at all, so it's a weird segue. But I did just buy Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Okay. I haven't played it yet, but I did buy it.
You've never played Crash Bandicoot?
No, I played it as a kid. It was one of my
Okay.
favorite games. I'm just saying I was so excited when I found them in the trilogy pack for Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I thought Blake can speak to that a little bit. But
So here's my really quick question.
yeah.
Are there 2 separate games, or does everyone just pronounce it different? Crash Bandicoot and then Crash Bandicoot.
I've always heard Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I say coot.
I've heard Bandicoot.
I say coot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just like...
Who are you hearing Bandicoot from? Are these your friends?
Not just like my friends, a bunch of people. Like online say it like that too.
Okay.
But maybe it's just a different generation thing. Even though, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Because I never said it that way. None of my friends ever said it that way. It's always been Crash Bandicoot.
All right.
And the people who are saying Crash Bandicoot have probably never played that game. So So is there any like movie news or something we can go into? I feel like we just really didn't have like a lot of.
I mean, you want to talk about movies? I'll talk about Valiant all day.
Talk about Valiant. We need something to talk about while I pull up the.
Well, I could talk about the current Bloodshot and how he's a combination of kind of like the Punisher meets Wolverine, because he heals, but he needs protein to process the healing. He has nanites that process it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, with Wolverine, where does the protein come from?
That makes a lot of sense.
And there's, in like, I think the first run, the new Valiant, he eats like 2 whole cows off panel to regenerate.
That's awesome.
Right, that's a little much, but
That's awesome. I'm sold. I'm reading.
yeah, honestly, yeah.
I can speculate what the new movie is going to be about. It's not exactly the first one. Like I haven't read that much of the last Bloodshot, but the new Bloodshot, it's kind of they don't know. He doesn't know who he is. They give him false memories to fight, and so they program him. He fights the programming. He's kind of like a living weapon,
right?
Like I said, Wolverine. But then he fights it. He gets a family. Accidentally gives his daughter his powers. She inherits it. Like
yeah, you said accidentally gives him, and I was like,
okay,
like good girl. Oh no.
Yeah, this is a picture of his daughter. She gets the powers. Yeah. And it's just so freaky when she gets them and comes back because if she's a baby, then she goes to the dead side, which is like their alternate reality of where everyone goes when they're dead.
Okay.
In the Valiant universe, and she comes back like years, like maybe 12 years old, and she's only 1 when she's a baby and the dead side.
That's awesome.
And once she comes back, she's like, her mom, I think it's Magic, that's his wife's name.
Magic Johnson.
She's like, I can see everything. She's just like connected to the internet and just learning instantly because she has the 9 in her and just becomes like super intelligent instantly. And so the bad guys want to keep her, and she runs away. And
I need that.
Anything that pisses you off about the comics, or are they just? Because I actually like when you go into the stuff that like you don't like in comics. It's kind of funny to me, but it's also really insightful.
I don't have much to complain because Jeff Lemire is kind of one of my favorite writers. Yeah. I've followed him since he started on New 52 and in DC.
Right.
But I mean, Shadow Man's okay. Let's see here. I can't really complain much because I like all of it almost. I really want them to bring back more of the characters though, because some of them are on hiatus. Like there's an Archer and Armstrong one where they have really campy humor, like Batman and Robin 1960s humor, and it's all involved around conspiracy theories.
Yeah. See, this is a segment where I expected Jareth to really start bitching. But believe me, he's much more subdued about this comic than most comics. So,
okay. Do you want me to mention like Marvel or DC?
No, that's okay. I want to talk about these annoying theater goers.
Okay.
Because I did finally look at the show notes again, and I forgot I was going to bring those up. Okay. So, these guys, I'm going to Halloween, right?
Yeah.
So, I know we're so all over the place in this episode. Yeah. I feel like much more than last time. Okay, but I did want to bring these guys up. So, I'm in the theater, right? Yeah. Opening night. And you would think that most people that go to Halloween on opening night, actually, it's like not even opening night. This is like the night before opening night, technically. Because it's like the Thursday before the Friday. 7 o'clock. I'm over there, and there is a guy behind me, stoned off his ass. He had to be. He was looking at the screen like this the whole time. And he's just like on his chair. I don't know if you can hear this. But okay, I'll do it here. But on his chair the entire movie.
Oh no.
Which got real annoying. The other couple that was behind me.
Yeah.
Pissed me off. No, because the whole time they're making comments about the movie and how stupid it was. And, not to mention, hold on. At the end, and they're laughing at parts that weren't funny. Like, clearly were not funny. Or even, like, badly done.
Yeah.
They didn't even come off hokey. to anybody else. But this couple behind me thought it was real funny. Not to mention, they smelled horrible. They rested their stinky ass feet on my chair.
Oh.
Yeah. And like, so all I'm doing is getting a whiff the whole time. I think they took their shoes off.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I didn't even like care to look. Because I would have smacked a motherfucker had they not had their shoes on. But, man, it was bad. And then after the movie, this is what got me the most. Because I told you guys how they've ignored canon.
Yeah.
Everything from 2 forward.
Uh-huh.
They get up. The husband goes, "Hey, that was real dumb. They didn't even explain how Laurie Strode came back to life." Now, you would think, if you're going on opening night, like the Thursday before the Friday at 7 o'clock, you would have some kind of idea of what's going on. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're completely right.
If you're that big of a fan that you had to go Thursday at 7,
You would think.
you would think. This one really made me mad. Like, Blake, are you tired of theater goers?
I told you about what happened last time, remember?
I certainly am.
Like, that's why theaters are going to get out of business soon, which sucks.
I just want to say to anybody listening.
If you're that person, stop.
Yeah, please. Yes. Because, personally, I don't care how you feel about the movie while I'm watching it. I'm going to collect my own opinion. I'll tell you right now. And
Like, it's one thing to laugh as a theater. When a funny part comes up, everyone laughs.
that's fine.
Yeah, but it's one part to just be in the middle.
Yeah.
For no reason.
They do that a lot. It's ridiculous. You've experienced this.
Yeah.
This is why you don't go on opening night anymore, right?
No. I didn't go to Deadpool 2 opening night.
I know you didn't.
For purpose.
You didn't go to Solo
on
either.
purpose. No, I didn't. Solo, I don't go
Which
to
is the
opening
movie
night.
you like better, I think, of the two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Solo better than Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Which isn't your fault. We don't need to get into that.
Hey, you want me to rant?
No, I do. I do like your little rants, but let's talk about...
Gag Reel.
All right, I do want to know... No, it's fine. Because I do kind of want to know why you hate Deadpool fans.
I don't hate Deadpool fans.
Okay. Why do the fans change your opinion on Deadpool?
It's just that it's become so mainstream, and then they don't even bother doing any research on the character.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I'm Deadpool. Do you know the depth of the character? Do you know his jokes? Do you just read the? It's like the fans only read Deadpool. They refuse to read anything else.
Yeah.
That's what bugs me.
Because
there's more outside of that.
Okay.
in the comic, didn't you say that he got his powers differently?
Yeah, it was a blood transfusion from Wolverine, which is fine because they wanted to keep him as a mutant and not make it more complicated.
Right. Now that makes more sense than what they did in the movie, which is just basically suffocating him.
Well, torturing him until his mutant power activated.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think the Wolverine part makes a lot more sense. And it sounds a lot better too.
Yeah. I'll say this to you about that, because I said this before to you, is that I think for a movie that worked.
It did.
It definitely worked.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because not everything has to be verbatim to the comics. And even Jareth understands that, and he loves comics. You know what I mean? It took him a while to accept it, but I think. But
yeah. I mean,
more he watches them, he's like, these are movies. You know?
I mean, like, Guardians of the Galaxy is almost like there is no Ego was not Star-Lord's father in Guardians of the Galaxy. Right. It was, I forget the guy's name, to be honest. I'm so out of mainstream comics almost.
What did you think of Guardians 2?
I liked it.
You did?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't get why people bitch about it. I'll be honest, some of the jokes in the beginning didn't work on that movie, but the rest of the jokes were fine throughout.
Yeah.
I thought they were fine. It was a fun movie for the most part. I thought the ending actually held emotional weight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand the issue with it, but,
Yeah.
Because it's not even just like comic readers. It's just like people like movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They hated that movie for some reason.
I didn't see the hate.
Makes sense. What's the most MCU? not Deadpool, but MCU.
Okay.
Movie. Most overrated.
Most overrated
MCU movie. Yeah.
Oh. Probably Age of Ultron, maybe.
Age of Ultron. You think it's overrated?
I don't know. Like, some people hate it. Some people, like, it just didn't feel like it lived up to the hype that was supposed to be. Like, maybe I'm not.
And even if it's just like a tad bit.
Maybe people might not like me saying this, but Civil War, I feel like was
overrated. That would have been my answer too. Like, I do love the movie,
I like
but
Civil
it's a
War,
tad
but
bit overrated.
I mean,
Winter Soldier might be better.
It is. I feel like it is, but I think Civil War was just Avengers 2.5. I mean,
that's fine if that's how they wanted to do it. My thing is, like, for me, I think my biggest gripe with Civil War, and don't get me wrong, it's amazing to see all of our favorite heroes in one movie like that. That was fantastic. But my biggest gripe with Civil War was the big battle scene.
Really?
No, I thought it was fine the way they did it. I think it's good for the way they went with it. I expected it to be a little more intense.
Yeah. I mean, in the comics, like, everyone fights.
Right.
Everyone.
Right.
And I feel like that, but, like, maybe if they got the Russo brothers involved, it might have been better.
They were involved.
They were?
They directed that movie.
I thought they only directed...
no, they did Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So... Mind if I jump in really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you want to know another movie that I think was really overrated? Suicide Squad.
Oh, yes.
For the reason of...
You thought it was overrated?
Yes, it was with the merchandising.
Not even that. Okay, so...
It was maybe overhyped.
It was overhyped.
Not overrated.
It wasn't just overhyped. It was too overhyped. As in, the year beforehand around, everyone was screaming about Suicide Squad.
Well, that's because we were supposed to get a whole other movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I get why they were excited at that time.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a whole different movie than what we got.
Yeah, and everyone was freaking out.
They it was, some people have quoted it as the Deadpool effect because they try to make it funnier after Deadpool came out.
Yeah.
Or maybe they did because they did some reshoots.
Well, I'd imagine that's
but it was just... It was, to me, it was an editing mess.
Yeah.
It was kind of boring.
No, that movie turned out to be...
It wasn't bad, but it's a one-time watch.
I think it's a tad... That one's kind of a weird mix because there's some people that really liked it, and then there's others that really hated it. So I can't tell you if it's overrated or underrated. I'm kind of in the middle on it. I think there's parts of it I like and there's parts of it I hate.
Yeah.
So,
I think it took too long to get to know the characters. I think they did that to, like, show for people who haven't read the comics or seen any other movies.
Yeah, they did, and that's fine.
And they're like,
I think my biggest problem with the way they introduced all the characters in that wasn't that they introduced all the characters in that.
They did.
That's fine, most of them, or whatever. But I mean, that's perfectly fine that they want to do that for people who don't read the comics.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I think people who bitch about that are stupid.
My
thing was the execution of that was ridiculous because they're just like, these were clearly scenes that were supposed to come later on in the movie or something, and they were just like, they just threw them all in the beginning.
And the only guy introduced died. Slipknot. Not introduced, died.
Yeah.
Slipknot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, why'd they put him in the movie at all at that point, you know?
To show that they will blow your head off.
I get that.
Honestly, and the fact that they everyone was really upset about the fact that they cut all of the Joker scenes, and I understand that.
Well, I saw the extended clip with that showed like Harley's relationship with the Joker more, which that made a little bit.
In the extended cut of the movie.
Yeah, that was a little bit better, but I still.
No, it didn't fix the rest of the movie.
No,
just because they threw that in there.
And then you see Batman once,
and it convinces me even more that there's a whole hour and a half out there of Joker footage.
I want a DC film without Batman. I'm looking forward towards these new ones coming out.
Wonder Woman.
Okay, no, it still has Batman in it in the beginning.
That's true. Well,
it still has Bruce Wayne
in it.
Yes. Well, okay, it mentions him. I want a DC. Okay,
that completely.
Here's my problem with DC. They rely too much on Batman.
They do. I agree. Okay. No, I agree with that 100%.
What did you guys think of Batman versus Superman?
I think it's a mess, but it's almost like a really beautiful mess. where it's still good. So, I know. But
so
you know what I mean? Like it's like messy, but somehow it turned out okay. I think if you watch the R-rated cut, it's much better.
I haven't seen that yet.
You got to see that because they fixed so many issues in that movie. They restructured the entire movie. Mm-hmm. It's better. It plays better.
What do you think about Batman winning?
It's fine.
Did
he really win though? I mean, technically, yeah. But
it was. I felt like it was just rushed together. Like it was like X-Men 3 almost to me. Because they like, we're gonna get this storyline. We're gonna get this storyline. We're gonna get Wonder Woman in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so forget about the movie, and then let's just talk about this really quick. Who would win in a fight between Batman versus Superman? Don't use any logic from the movie. Just if Superman flew to Gotham and said, "We're gonna fight."
So you said Gotham, Batman.
Yeah. Because
Batman already has prep time in Gotham.
Yeah, but he only has. I mean, think about how fast Superman is.
No. If it's in Gotham, Batman wins because that's his turf.
You're saying they fight, no armor on Batman. Batman can't prep at all.
Batman has his suit. That's it. Yeah.
No, Superman won. Superman won?
You've not read as many Batman comics as I have.
Superman will win. I'll tell you why.
No, I can say why. Okay, I'm gonna start off simple. Name Batman's powers. Dead parents. That's it.
Plot convenience.
That's true.
Name Superman's powers.
I could agree with plot convenience, but if we're talking like these two guys are real, and they want to fight, and there's no prep time, yeah, Superman's gonna win
every time. Yeah. Like, okay, Batman only won because he had the time in advance to get, kryptonite and everything.
I agree.
Without kryptonite, Batman's dead.
I agree, but when Superman wants to fight you, what else are you gonna do? Are you mad about that?
Say, hey, Superman, can I help you out there?
Beg.
Can I be your buddy?
No, okay, so think about that. Name Superman's powers. Laser vision. He can
X-ray vision.
Light. Invulnerability is listed as one of his powers, as in he can't die.
Oh, he can die.
Yeah, Kryptonite. Exactly. He can, but one of his powers are listed as invulnerability. And so, if you put this guy in a suit, don't get me wrong, I love Batman way more than I love Superman, but in a logical sense, Superman would kill Batman.
Yes.
I mean, one punch would dead.
But you're bringing in the human factor too with Batman because it makes it look like you can do anything if you're human. If you're just a regular Joe, with a lot of money, of course. Like if you're just super smart, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they let Batman win in the movie.
Yeah.
Because it makes people, oh, I can do it. I can beat this guy.
And also because Batman's more popular.
Oh, of course.
Now, who would win between Batman and Iron Man? Because essentially they're the same as in billionaires who are super smart.
It'd be close.
It would be.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of factors that you'd have to put in. It isn't like...
Well, what are we talking here? Like, I've said between... Okay, MCU Iron Man or comic book Iron Man?
MCU.
Okay, if we're going by MCU, because in the movies he always loses power with the suit.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so it would be Batman because he knows like 100 martial arts.
I actually never thought about that factor. I always said Iron Man for the initial fact of upgraded technology. So if we're talking about the newer Batman who has like a lot more stuff in his suit, then whenever I did the Iron Man versus versus Batman, I always thought about like the old Batman, just the mask.
Right.
I never thought about the technology part of it.
Yeah, it always powers down. He always loses power in every single Iron Man movie.
Yeah. So Batman.
Yeah.
Unless Tony Stark could get him immediately, like by surprise.
He could, maybe, but I mean, doesn't know martial arts.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If Iron Man would have a short period of time to where he could win, if he didn't, it's over. Batman.
Gotcha. No, I'm saying like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is something that I love talking about because
that's fine. Yeah,
you have to think about playing field. You have to think about a lot of stuff, and it's something that people can argue over, and I love it. It's awesome.
No, absolutely. I mean, I agree.
So what else?
I'm on both of your guys. We really didn't have like a lot of show notes today, so I think we pretty much got through everything today. I did want to ask you because I just saw it on my phone. What do you guys think of this Post Malone fella?
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
So you want to hear something funny?
Sure.
I hate the lyrics for Rockstar.
Okay.
And a lot of people do. So guess what I do? I listen to it in German because it's a great beat, great rhythm, and everything.
It's a German version?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can just look it up on YouTube.
Okay. That's interesting.
I guess this is where I earned the nickname Grandpa, and
You never actually listened to Post Malone?
I've listened to it maybe without realizing it.
I really don't
Probably.
like his music.
No.
Okay, well, I guess I'll ask Blake then, and I guess he's with me. No?
I hate him.
Yeah, okay. Like, he's getting, like, huge.
Yeah, no.
You understand that.
It's
so,
stupid.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It was something I wanted to bring up.
I think...
He's popping on my phone left and right, like on my recommended stuff, you know?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You get Post Malone stuff. Here's another one. Not Post Malone, but...
I think today, like, okay, when was your favorite year, like, of music? Or favorite time span? 10 years.
Okay, I can do time span.
10 years, that's it.
It's hard because I almost feel like there's a great album every 10 years.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, like, certain years that we had great albums. You know? I'll say, like, whatever year, and I can't think of it, the Green Day's American Idiot came out. That was a fantastic year.
2004?
Probably. I think it was 3 or 4.
I think 2004.
4? Okay. That's a fantastic album.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of all time. So, yeah, that's going to be a good year for music when something like that comes out.
Right.
That can, you know, change the revolution in punk rock music. Yeah.
Well, pop punk.
Punk rock music, that's what started the label of pop punk, though. Was pretty much that album. That's
I know.
Kind of, well, Blink 182.
Blink 182, All American Rejects, and so on.
Green Day is pretty much straight punk
up
until American Idiot. American Idiot was their first pop punk album, and that's why I feel like that album changed punk rock forever.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it showed that you can, you know, have kind of that mixture of your popular music and punk rock. And that's what's so revolutionary about it.
What year was, like, Daft Punk? Like, when did they first start?
Daft Punk?
Yeah.
Daft.
That's a good question.
Because I know that they're older, but...
They are.
But
they kind of did a lot for...
They're still around, too, and, like, they...
The EDM type stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They did a lot for that, and they had a really good...
They had a good... they did the Tron Legacy soundtrack. They
really?
were
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Which is also kind of awesome for somebody like that to be able to, you know...
The music videos for that's pretty good, too.
So, like, don't get me wrong, I like older music a lot. I listen to a lot of old songs, but I think, like, the greatest 10 years of music, at least for when I was around, was 2000 to 2010.
Okay.
And that's because we had a lot of great music coming out then. And especially because me growing up, I had, like, different taste in music.
Yeah, but what you don't realize about that, and I'll just say this, is probably when we were in, like, 2021.
I was in high school then.
Yeah.
Right. So in 2021, though, you're probably going to say 2010 to 2020 was a great year for music. You don't think it will?
No, I hate...
What's your argument?
I hate the type of music that's played today, Post Malone being one.
I can't stand that. But, I mean, there's still, like, artists coming out with some pretty good stuff.
There's some good... Okay, so compared to... Okay, 2000 to 2010, we had a lot of stuff from the Plain White T's, from the Black Eyed Peas, which were two bands that...
Plain White T's did a free concert in the beginning. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, they had some great stuff, especially during that time. And plenty of other bands. Blink-182, when did they release Damn It?
Damn It was Dude Ranch, which would have been 90s. I mean,
yeah. All right.
I think
maybe
earlier
like 98, 99.
Yeah. So it's right
earlier
there.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
No, wait. No. You might be like 95, 96.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I do want to know when that album came out really quick. But no, because I know we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to say about that is, because I think Enema of the State, which is considered to be one of Blink's best albums, it came out in 2000. So
okay, that's probably what I'm thinking about.
96 sounds like the right amount of time. We are going to wrap up here in 1 second. I'm just trying to get this date for Dude Ranch because it's going to bother me. But I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Sorry, I got distracted. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I am, again, your host, Don Martino, and I do have Mr. Blake Ross and Jareth Love. Dude Ranch came out in 97, just so you know. And I do want to make sure that if you want more content, you do need to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like the page, click the bell for notifications.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know the drill. And put a like on the video itself. That'll always help. And follow us on Twitter at Anoraks Official and on Instagram, Anoraks Official. And you can find me at Dom Martino. No, I'll get back to you on that because I forgot my handle.
It'll be in the link in the description.
Yes, we'll put it in the description.
And the doobly-doo.
It's Dom
in the doobly-doo.
The doobly-doo. I never heard that before.
That's Grandpa. He doesn't know how to say
it. And the doobly-doo. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm someone else on the PBS ID channel said that, actually.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I didn't make this up. It's someone else made that up.
All I think of is Andy Bernard from The Office. In the doobly-doo.
Jareth, do your Bill Cosby.
No.
Okay. And you can follow me on Twitter at Dom_Martino_. I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
And the doobly-doo.
And that is how we end on the doobly-doo. Thank you guys for tuning in. And tune in next Monday to see a new episode of Anoraks on Air. Thank you very much. I am your host, Don Martino. This has been Blake Ross and Jareth Love. Thank you.
Are you sure it's not Bill Cosby behind that mask?